Why did World War II happen? The story behind the deadliest war in history, World War II, didn't just appear out of nowhere, because it was the result of years of fear, anger, broken promises, and rising ambition. While World War I had already shaken the world to its core, it left behind a wounded planet that was desperate for healing, but instead was forced into deeper division. After the war ended in 1918, the Treaty of Versailles was signed in hopes of bringing peace, yet it only planted the seeds for more conflict. Germany, one of the main powers defeated in the war, was forced to accept full blame, give up territory, and pay enormous reparations, and as a result, the German economy collapsed, and its people suffered poverty and humiliation. And while Germany struggled, the world around it was changing. The 1920s brought a temporary sense of hope, but the Great Depression of the 1930s shattered economies worldwide, making people desperate for strong leadership. This desperation allowed extreme political movements to rise, and among them was Adolf Hitler and his Nazi Party, who promised to restore Germany's pride, rebuild its strength, and defy the Treaty of Versailles. And although many leaders in Europe hoped to avoid another war, they underestimated Hitler's ambitions. As he rebuilt Germany's military, reoccupied territories, and formed dangerous alliances, the world watched cautiously but took little action. Meanwhile, in other parts of the world, similar storms were forming. In Italy, Benito Mussolini embraced fascism and sought to create a new Roman Empire. In Japan, military leaders pushed for expansion across Asia and the Pacific, leading to invasions of China and other regions. So, while Europe was trying to recover, aggressive powers were growing bolder. In 1938, Hitler annexed Austria. Then he demanded the Sudetenland, a region of Czechoslovakia, and European leaders gave in, hoping appeasement would stop him. But giving in only made him more confident. In 1939, Hitler signed a pact with the Soviet Union, agreeing to divide Poland. And soon after, Germany invaded Poland, causing Britain and France to declare war. This marked the official start of World War II, but the war quickly spread across continents, involving dozens of countries. It was fueled not just by politics or power, but also by ideology, fear, and hatred. Hitler's vision of racial superiority led to the Holocaust, one of the darkest chapters in human history, where millions of Jews and others were brutally murdered. And while Europe burned, the Pacific became its own battlefield as Japan attacked Pearl Harbor in 1941, dragging the United States into the war. From that point, the world was fully engulfed, cities were destroyed, millions died, and humanity was pushed to its limits. Yet through this horror, alliances formed, courage rose, and eventually, after 6 long years, the war came to an end in 1945. But why did it happen? Because anger left untreated becomes rage, because injustice feeds desperation, because silence in the face of aggression invites disaster, and because history, when ignored, has a way of repeating itself. Understanding World War II is more than remembering battles. It's about recognizing the warning signs that still exist today. Because peace is never guaranteed, it must be protected, generation after generation. And perhaps, by learning from the past, we can ensure a better future.